Hey everybody, and welcome back to Elden Ring. Or should I say, welcome back to Stormveil Castle. In this episode, we are going to begin our journey through the castle in search of Godric the Grafted. But first, we are going to take a trip to the Round Table Hold and see if we can upgrade anything. There's a couple of item descriptions that I wanted to double check, and there are a few NPCs that I wanted to follow up with that I can't remember if we had done. So before we do the fight, let's go and talk to our friends. The first of which is going to be Sir Edgar in Castle Morn. So now that we have defeated the Leonine Misbegotten, we can go back to where he was and talk to him. Unfortunately, we do have to come in from the front of the castle, because from the behind the castle side of Grace, there is not a way to get back up. So we will come this way and quickly fight our way to where he was, which shouldn't be too difficult. Since we're not going to be stopping everywhere, we're just going to take the quickest possible path. We'll go over this way. Let's take out the group of 3 dogs here. And you can run this way, it's not a problem. As long as you don't get too close or hit any of the Misbegotten up there, you're not going to get their attention. We can sneak up behind the Pumpkinhead. I don't think it's possible to backstab him, but doing a couple of the unsheath will stagger him. And most of the time he'll drop Sanctuary Stones, but it is possible that he can drop his helmet as well, which is actually kind of funny. So, I haven't gotten that yet in my practice account either. But I have gotten it in other playthroughs, and it's actually kind of cool. So pretty heavy though. And then we'll go ahead and climb this ladder, and let's go ahead and top off with our Cerulean Tears for FP, just because we're going to go across that bridge with some of the flying Misbegotten. Just want to make sure that we have what we need. Don't even give him a chance. We got the one standing on the bridge. Am I too far away? Dang it. Oh. Close enough. And then we'll have 2 flyers. This is kind of funny if you end up getting hit by them. Kind of make it look like you have some new armor. If you get hit by their arrows, that is. Because their arrows actually stick into your body. I don't want to get hit though. There we go. I didn't want to get hit because I didn't want to die. And we're just going to go straight across where this fighting is. If you have the glintstone arc, that works really well. You can see I have one of the arrows in my arm. It looks really funny if you have them all over your body. Alright, so they're all doing their thing. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Yeah, you get him. Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, he's not dead yet? No, you are now. Okay, now that we have taken them all down. Oh my gosh, we got a new bow. Did not expect that. Alright, so we got the Misbegotten short bow. Wow, that takes 16 strength to wield it. Okay. Short bow wielded by winged Misbegotten. Fine fur clings to it, designed to inflict additional damage by sacrificing range. That's actually kind of cool. And then the skill is Barrage. Archery skill using a bow held horizontally. Ready the bow, then fire off a rapid succession of shots faster than the eye can see. Very cool. This is the other one I forgot to read, the Radagon Scar Seal. An eye engraved with an Elden rune, said to be the seal of King Consort Radagon. raises vigor, endurance, strength, and dexterity, but also increases the damage taken. These seals represent the lifelong duty of those chosen by the gods. So, vigor, endurance, strength, and dexterity. It's going to raise those stats. I want to say it's by 2 or 3. Let's go up here and talk to Edgar real fast, and then I can put it on and test it out. Let's see what he has to say.
I'm in your debt for keeping the sword from those fallen creatures. I'm no longer bound by duty. Once I've rescued Irina, I will spend my remaining days with her. Thanks to you, I will be reunited with Irina and devote my remaining days to her. Irina has a gentle nature, though. I only hope it remains intact. Thanks to you, I will devote my Irina as I only hope.
All right. That's awesome. We helped him out. Let's go to equipment really quickly. So you can see what our stats are on the right. Yeah, so just equipping that is going to increase our vigor to 20, endurance to 19, strength to 15, dexterity to 21. So that in turn increases our HP and equip load. So that's awesome. However, keep in mind that it does increase the damage taken. I don't know what the amount is, but I will post it on the screen here once I do some research after I'm done recording. All right, so the next person we want to go talk to is Irina. Irina, I think. He said it how many times, and I still keep forgetting. Anyway, let's come over here. Oh, this doesn't look good. Let's see a sword of one of the misbegotten, like the Iron Cleaver. Looks like she's dead. That's no bueno. Let's talk to Edgar again.
Irina, how could this be? My daughter deserved better. The fault lies with me. I chose duty over my daughter's safety. And that is how fate has answered. I'll find them. The foul wretches responsible for this. I'll hunt them down and exterminate every last one of them. Rest assured, Irina, it will be done.
Okay. So I've kind of put 2 and 2 together-ish, I guess. From when I was practicing and hearing him talk and saying that he was going to get every last one of them, which the word that could be used for that is revenge. And the description of this, I believe, yeah, this one says the storied sword of Castle Morn, a revenger's weapon. And it is burdened with oceans of anger and regret. So I'm wondering if, like, that's kind of a title of his, that he is a revenger, and he's going to have his revenge on the misbegotten. The lone surviving champion from a country now vanished was so determined to continue fighting that he claimed the swords of an entire clan of warriors. So I'm wondering if that person was Edgar, or if it was like a long lost relative or something like that. So very interesting. Okay, the next 2 people that I want to talk to are White Mask Vare, and I want to just double check on Kale. I can't remember if I spoke to him after we met with Blythe and helped him. I think we did, but I still want to go double check. And I can't remember if we talked to Vare after we went to the Round Table Hold.
What's the matter? Aren't you supposed to be earning your place at the Round Table Hold? Then you must face Godric the Grafted, Lord of Stormveil. For without a great rune, you will not be granted audience. With the 2 fingers. in the inner chamber.
Okay, so yeah, we did talk to him. So he's told us that the next thing that we need to do is similar to what Gideon Ofnir told us, is to defeat Godric or one of the demigods that have a great rune and meet with the two fingers.
Wait, weren't you? Well, you're back.
And we've already talked to him. So after helping Blythe and meeting him, there would be the other option to ask him or talk about Blythe. So just double checking to make sure there's nothing else we need to buy. I think we're good.
For now.
Bye, Collie. All right, and let's go ahead and head to the round table hold. See if we can upgrade anything, and then we will go to our boss fights.
Ah, you appear to be doing well. Very good. Well then, would you like to learn an incantation?
So he's not going to have anything new, but if there's anything in here that you want to buy, you can do that. Same with D.
Ah, hello. I thank you. So what can I do for you?
And yeah, he still just has the same two. Wow, we have 11,000 runes. We're going to level up after we upgrade weapons, though.
Be sure to tell me if you meet a young woman. She's a servant. She's been my companion.
I've lost count of the number, honestly.
Okay. So let's upgrade weapons first, and then we will see what we have left for leveling.
Well, I took you for dead. No matter, it's all the same. Lay out your arms, then.
Okay. First, let's go ahead and sell items. And again, what I like to do is just sell any duplicates that I have. Guardian Greaves. Oh, that's right. I forgot we put those on. Those two are duplicates, and these are duplicates. So later in the game, when you're selling items, like if you're trying to get enough for another level up, it's going to be very difficult to do. But this early in the game, I mean, you sell 10 things and you're going to have 1,000 runes. So selling things can be useful at this early point in the game, because most of the weapons and armor are going to be worth about 100 or 200 depending. See, like this one being a legendary item, it's insane that it would only sell for 200. But I mean, if you're desperate for runes, I guess I wouldn't do that. I would just find a decent place to farm. So, and I think that should be it. Like I said, I will never sell any of these items just because I want to make sure I have stuff for crafting and upgrading. So, all right, let's look at strengthening armaments. So we can upgrade the Uchigatana to a +5. Still need another smithing stone 1 for that. So let's go ahead and upgrade this to a +5. And we still need more smithing stone 2s. And I also wanted to look at the twin blade is already a +5. So either of these in our next fight are going to be good. This one I think is better just because it has the innate blood loss buildup. So unless we change this one to being the Ash of War with blood or bleed on it. So, all right, so I think we're ready. Just make sure that that was all that I had on my list. It is. All right, so let's head back to Stormveil Castle, to the Castle Word Tunnel. All right, so with this boss fight, it is going to be a little bit similar to when we fought in the Seaside Cave, I think it was, where we fought against the two demi-human, I can't remember what their titles were, the demi-humans. There was a summon, and there is another one here. I would highly recommend doing it. I'm not sure if it's necessary for this character's storyline in order to progress it. However, I think that it's definitely useful. So this is Sorcerer Rogier, and we are summoning Sorcerer Rogier. And speaking of summons, I personally like to use either the Spirit Jellyfish or the Skeletal Militiaman. At this point, let's see here, what do I have? 105. I could use Lutel the Headless. You know what? I might. What the heck? Why not? The Jellyfish is good, though, because it floats and because it does poison damage, which can be very helpful in this boss fight. So, yeah, again, there's no shame in summoning. There's no shame in asking for help. Just play the style that you want to play. If you're doing a challenge run for yourself, then I'm not sure why you're watching my video, but yeah, play the way that you want, and let's go ahead and do this.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
We are fighting Margit the Fell Omen. Let's go ahead and summon. Oh wow. I have never seen him start the fight by throwing those light weapons. So there's a lot to talk about with this fight. He has a lot of very strong attacks. He has a lot of very delayed attacks, and he has a lot of range with that staff of his. He's easily staggered, and by easily I mean he can get staggered. That's a good attack to dodge with his hammer when he jumps up into the air, because we can dodge behind it and then he has a bit of a delay. So fighting him on your own is obviously very difficult. There we go. Stunned, staggered, and critical. Oh my lord. I did not want to jinx this fight by saying I hope I beat him on the first try, but oh my lord. I'm stunned right now. I did not think I was going to beat him on the first try. If this is your first time playing through Elden Ring, truly and honestly, be prepared for a very long fight. He is extremely difficult, and don't give up if you don't beat him on the first try. It probably took me between 20 and 30 tries to beat him the first time I played this game. So, yeah, definitely don't give up. Okay, I think it's a little bit odd that we are now getting the bows tutorial, but let's read it real quick. Equip a bow to fire arrows. You can equip up to 2 types of arrows to choose from at once. When wielding a bow with 2 hands, hold LB, or in my case L1, depending on if you're using a PlayStation or Xbox controller, for precision aiming. Use the right stick to adjust your aim. The right bumper or R1 will fire arrow type 1, and I'll show you that in the equipment menu in a moment. RT or R2 is going to fire arrow type 2, and then again LB for precision aiming.
I shall remember thee, tarnished, smouldering with thy meager flame. Cower in fear of the night, the hands of the fell Omen shall brook thee no quarter.
All right, so Lutel the Headless is apparently a game changer in that fight. On my practice, I also barely managed to beat him on my first try, and I used the jellyfish ashes, which did help, but man, that with Lutel, that made it seem almost too easy. Okay, so in equipment, if you move over here, we have the arrows, so arrow slot 1 and arrow slot 2. So like if you had just standard arrows and then fire arrows, this would be your right bumper or R1. This is what will be your R2 or right trigger. The lower two are going to be for your crossbow or ballista bolts. That's where those are going to go. I personally like it to look a little bit cleaner here, so I tend to keep them empty unless I'm actually planning to use a bow. And the other thing that we got from this fight is a new talisman pouch. So now we can equip a second talisman. Let's read the description. Small withered bag, knitted by hand, bestowed upon the ruling lord or those attempting to become lord by the elderly finger reader. Increases talisman equip slots. As the voices of the two fingers, finger readers are said to live lives eternal, and one is even supposed to have served as a wet nurse to royalty. Awesome. So now if we go to our equipment, you can see we can now equip 2 talismans, and this is huge. So this one would be probably not bad. This one, I love having this one, but I kind of want to use I'm going to use this one for right now, the Dragon Crest Shield. Because I typically stick with the medium armor, having extra physical damage negation, in my opinion, is extremely good. So I'm going to keep that one on. Unless I absolutely have to, I would prefer not to use any type of items that boost my stats. Just because I don't want to be in a position where, like, if I needed 15 strength to use a weapon, but then I got into a fight with someone where I needed spell or magic damage negation, then I would have to take this off and I couldn't use my weapon. So I prefer not to rely on items that increase my attributes, but it is still really good. Alright, so let's go ahead and rest, and look, we now have 21,000 runes. So I made a silly error by not leveling up or spending more runes before this fight, so make sure you do that. Alright, leveling up. So we'll put 1 in endurance, another one in intelligence. Actually, I think I might just put 2 in endurance right now and just stop at 18. I think having 110 stamina is probably going to be sufficient for the rest of the game, unless I find armor or something that needs more of an equip load. So I'm just going to get endurance done out of the way, and then now we can focus on all of our other stats. So we're at level 40, and we are in really, really good position. So that only took 25 minutes. So let's go ahead and make our way into Stormveil Castle. What a view. Wow, what a view. Absolutely amazing. I love this. Let me take a look. What is that? Oh, okay, I know where that is. I've never noticed that section of the castle over there from here at the beginning. But we're going to end up there quite a bit later, but we will end up over there. And we have another side of grace here, so let's go ahead and rest. Or at the very least activate it. I want to take a look at the equipment again. When I personally am looking at my equipment, I usually try to keep the highest physical damage negation that I can, but still within a medium equip load. So if you have different stats that you're wanting to look at or focus on, or if you're just strictly going for a certain look, then definitely do that. It's kind of what I did with these. I think they look really cool. But we can get more damage negation by using the Godric Soldier Greaves. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to that. All right, and we'll just do this little loop down here. And then we'll save the inside of Stormveil Castle for the next few episodes. I'm guessing that it's probably going to take, I don't know, maybe 2 to 4 episodes to get through the whole castle, just depending on how quickly and how well I play. So you come that way, we'll get the finger furling. I have such a hard time with that one. Furl calling finger remedy and a fire grease. And there's an item across the way, and there's also a Trina's Lily. Again, all joking aside with the rarity of these, I mean, we've got 37 of them. We've crafted a few sleeping pots, so we would have had like 40 or 45 maybe. But these are, as the description says, a symbol of faith in Saint Trina. We are going to be finding some items soon that talk a little bit more about Saint Trina, and we'll be learning more about that person as we continue going through the game. So yeah, it is a significant item, and when you compare it to, for example, the like Roa fruit, I mean, I haven't even picked up half of what we've come across, and I already have almost 300 of them. So yes, the Arteria leaf and the Trina's Lily are pretty rare comparatively. So all right, so that little loop takes us from the front of Stormveil Castle and underneath these steps, and we come back here. All right, so I am going to keep this episode fairly short. I did expect it to go at least 15 to 20 minutes longer with a lot of edits from the fight with Margit, but that went shockingly well. I'm extremely happy with how well this episode went. So I'm going to go ahead and end it now, and in the next episode we are going to enter Stormveil Castle and see what it holds. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time.